Hey there guys, this is Flamsaron, aka YouTube's Tosuke. This might be a little early considering when I normally do the wheneverly updates, but I figured hey, I updated my blog and I uploaded several videos, so I figured, give you guys a little bit of updates since some stuff has happened. But before I start, um, if you haven't already, you should probably follow me on Twitter because that's normally where I post updates on you know, any new videos coming out or just little tidbits of random stuff that you might think is funny or whatever. And you can always ask me a question if you have like a quick question you want to ask me, but you don't want to like make a full video out of it or take the time to send me a PM. You just want to ask me something real quickly. And that's a good place to, you should follow me on Twitter basically. Though if you don't do Twitter, then you should at least read my blog because that's normally where the big wheneverly updates come out, sort of, because I post entries on my live journal like at least like maybe even the week before the wheneverly update comes out or when I actually make it. And those are basically rehashes though because of there's no time constraint when it comes to live journal like there is with YouTube. That I can like say as much as I want, so there's more details per se, but yeah. But yeah, did you guys like my Tales of Legendia video? I think I did a pretty good job on it. I don't like how the whole HD thing kind of messed everything up. It made some weird letterbox things, almost as if it was like an old film with surprisingly good graphics. But yeah, I think I'll do better next time. Just in case you guys care, the next one's going to be Tales of the Abyss, and then Tales of Destiny 2 will follow. And then after that, I think the order will kind of, just be whatever I can remember. Going on to video games for a bit, played a little bit of Tales of Rebirth, and I got significantly farther. I'm getting closer to the end of the game, and I'm right now at the part where right now there's just a lot of town visiting, and then like I think 2 or 3 more boss fights. I know I still haven't done the Sunset Beach thing with Tytree and Vague, and I still haven't fought in Millhost yet, but I'm getting there. And of course, when I'm done with that game, I'll do a final thought on it. I'm still not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it. I might just do it the old way I did videos, and I don't know if I'll even do a remaster on that. I'll figure something out. I'll have to find a good source to download the videos from. I think I found one, and I also played a bit of Dragon Age. It's actually pretty fun. I never really liked the way my character looked. I always thought that I kind of messed up his design a bit. He looks like he's an old man with like a Chelsea haircut almost. Not really a Chelsea, but he's got red hair, as you can probably guess. He doesn't have a beard, which is something I probably should have done to at least make up for his old looking age. I mean, he looks like he's at least 60. He's not supposed to be that way, whatever. But I finally accept that, I'm not. It's what it is, and I'm not gonna restart my file just to make him look better because it's not worth it. And Dragon Age and really any BioWare game is the kind of game where if you start over, you lose a lot of progress, even if you're not even that far in the game. I did the whole war thing with the Darkspawn after I became a Grey Warden, and the funniest thing happened. That witch girl, she joins your party, and you get to ask her a lot of questions, and one of the questions is, what are your skills? And she's like, oh, I'm good at magic, and I'm good at history, information you probably don't really need to know besides the magic part. But then Alistair's like, can you cook? And then she's like, yes, I can. Like she doesn't want to cook, or she doesn't like to cook, and Alistair's like, oh goody, you can cook for us. And then like you have the option to like tell her whether or not you want her to cook, and like 4 more ways than one, and by many I mean like 4 or 5. And I chose to say you didn't have to cook because I'm a nice guy. My guy doesn't have to. She doesn't have to cook. She's just a party member. Her magic is definitely welcome anyway. And then Alistair was like, you missed your chance. I hope you enjoy eating charred rabbit for the rest of your life, or something like that. And I thought that was so funny, because it really shows that even though they're in a time of crisis, Alistair is really the best friend character to the player. It's so funny, And even though they're at a time of Crisis, like I said, I still have, the time to, nitpick at silly stuff like that. I thought that was kind of funny. I didn't really play that much farther besides that. It's always fun to, do out the little dialogue trees and whatnot. And I also played a little bit more of Sonic Adventure. Well, actually, I should probably tell you guys that I actually downloaded the Sonic Adventure thing for PlayStation. Because, it was something nice, and it could always, increase my my trophy count and my level. I'm sort of warming up to Sonic again. He's not that bad. Truth is, his games as of late haven't necessarily been bad. They've been selling pretty dang well. It's just that a lot of them have been flawed in many ways than one. Sonic Unleashed was probably the worst out of them all, in my opinion. Sonic 360 really wasn't that bad. It was just ultimately flawed and had so many glitches. It was probably probably closer to Sonic Adventure 3 than Sonic Unleashed was. I'm not saying Sonic Unleashed was a bad game, but it definitely wasn't a good game. And speaking of Sonic, I also downloaded Sonic the Hedgehog 4 because I like Sonic. The music for the first level was pretty good, but then the music just gets worse and worse and worse. Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't say worse and worse and worse because I've only played the first stage out of like the 4. There are like 4 stages with the 4 acts, 4 including the boss match, and the game, it had nice graphics. I mean, even though my PlayStation 3 isn't hooked up to an HD TV, it still looked good. Only problem is, it's still a tad bit slow. I feel like it's too close to, the problem with me is, this might sound strange, but it looks too much like the old Sega games. Like, it looks like, they're using, like, some old processor to, like, process the speed of the game, and it looks like it moves just like Sonic the Hedgehog 1, which, for a 2D game was pretty fast, but for a 3D game isn't really that fast, I suppose. And, the homing attack is, while it's a great addition, it's also pretty dangerous, because you end up getting to the habit of doing, like, homing attacks to, like, do cool flips in the air, and then, like, it's, gosh, you always fall and die. But yeah, the game's still pretty fun. I'll probably finish it. I don't know if there's any trophies in it. I saw how you could unlock Supersonic. That's kind of cool. Now let's move on to Dynasty Warriors Online. The closed beta came out and I played it and I downloaded it, and for whatever reason I got access to the GameSpot thing, even though I don't have an account to GameSpot, I don't think. I downloaded the mirror, that might have been it. It's kind of funny, Omer from MMOHot.com's YouTube channel did mention that a lot of MMOs, even though they're closed betas, say you have to have an account, sometimes you don't really have to. And, it's fun. It's like a perfect... Dynasty Warriors Online was a perfect example. You just have to, have an account to Aria Games. You don't have to have a friggin' beta key or whatever. Or at least I don't. But now let's go on to the game. First of all, it plays like Dynasty Warriors. I tried using my Wii controller thing for it, but it didn't work so well, so I switched over to my Logitech controller. And if you have one of those, or an Xbox controller, or heck, any gaming PC that's not like a adapter to like another video game controller, like something you actually have to plug in order to plug in the controller, like a PS3 and Xbox should be fine, but stuff like, PS2, Nintendo 64, all that stuff, that won't work. I used my Logitech controller. It worked pretty dang well. It felt like a regular Dynasty Warriors game. It, like I said, it's based more off of Dynasty Warriors 5, and so they used that kind of stuff. The game was pretty dang fun. It's ultimately like the definitive Dynasty Warriors multiplayer game, because it's 4-on-4, basically. But, it's pretty dang hard, too. Anyway, for my complaints, one, the tutorial is way too long. I'm pretty sure I haven't even finished it yet. It's just so friggin' long. I don't get it. They make you go through this weird ranking system, and from what I've heard, once you reach the rank of guard, which is the rank you're trying to get to, you get to choose your weapon, and so I'm shooting for that, but still, it's taking forever. They should have just let you choose your weapon from the beginning. That would have at least made getting to the guard rank at least a little more manageable. And the promotion ranks are sort of brutal, when even though hardcore Dynasty Warriors fans won't think so, because they're really, like, oh, kill 400 enemies and then kill the instructor, but you have to be careful because you don't want to die, and you have a time limit, a short time limit, I might add, like 8 minutes. But that's not to say that they aren't impossible. They're possible to be done. I've done them before. I actually was able to do the 400 kill and then kill the instructor one on my first try, but something happened where my screen went black and then the whole game disconnected, so I had to redo it. And then I died the first time, which ended up costing me, time, which I could have beaten it if I had more time. I kept saying I could have beaten it if I had more time. Anyway, beat it third time, and that's when the game started to get a little hard. But that's okay. And my other gripe with it is I still don't know how to get gold. I say still, even though I haven't mentioned this to you, because I've been playing the game for, practically more than the entire beta, more than, or at least more has blah, 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 more than the beta so far. You're gonna have to excuse me, I had no idea how to say that. Basically what I'm trying to say is I've played the beta, longer than certain people who just download the beta, and I've been playing it since it came out so far. I don't know when the time limit is. Anyway. Getting off topic. That's my problem. Anyway, I say that because I still haven't found a way to get gold. I've taken up quests, but I don't know where to go to do them. And, the only way I can get weapons so far is through the missions that I do, which are like, the occasional drop chest or just rewards for completing the thing. Like, my guy got a cool hat, which I'm using. My guy has an axe, which is pretty useful. But, when you play online with other people, especially the people who are higher up in, the game, it gets harder because they power up their weapons to where they're practically unbeatable at the level you are. But the thing is, they know how to get gold, and they have different armor equipment, probably. But, I don't know. Maybe that's just the beta thing. Maybe there's actually no way to get gold. Hopefully there won't be any character swaps, because that would suck to have to start over. I doubt that, though. And who knows, maybe they'll switch it up to where you can play as... You can choose your fighting style. I kind of wanted to use the Liu Bei style. Just the single sword. Or the bronze... Or, like, the sword style. Because, you know how in Dynasty Warriors 5 there are, like, several friggin' things. I'm kind of running short on time here. I was going to talk about Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires because I did get that game from Gamefly, but I'll save that for another time. I'll do a thoughts video on it. And so, in conclusion, this is Flames Are On, aka YouTube's Tosuke, signing out. I hope you have a good day.